Yeah.
That puts a bow on a thrilling Thursday night football game. Let's take a look at the Week 7 injuries we're tracking heading into the weekend. Jerome Ford dealing with a hamstring. Jordan Mason has been wearing a non-contact jersey this week with that shoulder. We're going to see where his status ends up. Travis Etienne also dealing with a hamstring. Ramondre Stevenson dealing with a foot injury. Jonathan Taylor has that significant ankle sprain. Joe Mixon still dealing with the ankle. Mike Evans has missed some time this week of practice with the hamstring. Marvin Harrison Jr. trying to work his way out of concussion protocol. He has had some limited practice time. Maybe with the extra day, Harrison has a chance to not miss a game. Deontay Johnson with an ankle. He's been battling stuff throughout the year. Tyler Lockett with the knee injury. So, like I said, Mike Evans, he didn't practice on Thursday with that hamstring. Malik Nabers has cleared concussion protocol. He had a full practice on Thursday. Despite some noise of him potentially have a groin injury, doesn't sound serious. Jay, this one definitely noteworthy on your end. Cooper Kupp remains limited on Thursday with his ankle. It feels like they're being very delicate with both their star wide receivers right now.
Yes, new addition to the Grape Slappers, Cooper Kupp. Excited to roll him out of the garage after a few weeks of rest for my big Cooper Kupp. And look, all the expectation has been that he's going to play. Sean McVay usually pretty reliable on this type of stuff, and he's said that the expectation more or less is that Kupp is on track to play. I think also it's always an indication with these things, like it's rare that a guy will miss 4 weeks without going on IR. Like they probably would have put him on IR if he was going to be out this long. So expect that he'll be good to go, gets a favorable matchup as well.
Yeah, Mike Evans, again, still a little bit of a concern, but again, that's the Monday night game. So I think today will be very telling on Mike Evans. We'll figure that, and not on the full screen, but I just sort of mentioned it again that Juju Smith-Schuster was added to the injury report on Thursday, so we'll see sort of how that plays out.
Nick Chubb has been on the PUP list with that knee. He's expected to play in Week 7, make his season debut against the Bengals. We got to hear from Browns offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey on his expectations for Nick Chubb's return. Take a listen.
As we go through the week, we're still early in terms of that evaluation of where he's at in terms of workload and those types of things. So I think that's still a work in progress. We want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for us and for Nick to make sure that he's available for the long term. So we're going to constantly evaluate that throughout the week, and we're not going to rush any decisions on how much, what plays, what's, anything in terms of Nick. We're not going to rush any decisions on that.
Ken Dorsey going from Josh Allen to Deshaun Watson in the span of a year. It's got to feel like going on rookie mode all the way to Heisman.
It's like going from Drew Brees to Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was his own doing.
True. That's true.
So I don't have any sympathy for Sean Payton on that one.
It's just nice for people at home that you just spot where's the NCAA college football 25 reference that Connor's going to drop?
Heisman difficulty.
Yeah, there you go.
If you caught it,
I did.
That's a big step for you.
Thanks.
You have to hear me and Lawrence talk about it.
Oh my God, it's all they talk
every
about.
Day, every week.
Every day, every
when
week.
When Damien's around, he gets in on the action.
Damien gets in, producer Damien too. Yeah. I'm just like, what do we do?
Nick Chubb. Look,
I
think the expectation should be fairly low or measured at first for Nick Chubb, and then he will gradually build up. All the expectation are that he will be worked up slowly, given the severity of the injury, given where that team is at the moment, given the state of their offensive line and their quarterback and their offense in general. But I do think that in a few weeks' time, there is a chance that Nick Chubb resembles much closer to the guy that he was in the past, and he should be relatively unopposed in this backfield. If Nick Chubb is back up and running, I can't imagine that Deonta Foreman and Jerome Ford are going to be stealing too much from him. So I think that, look, it's a terrible situation in Cleveland with that offense. I think Nick Chubb is the only good thing about this team at the moment, his story.
And it's not a matchup that scares you, by the way. Last 4 weeks, Cincinnati 24th against the run. I mean, we just saw Tyrone Tracy run all over him as well. So, it's not a terrible matchup. I mean, the question is just what does he look like and what's the usage, right?
Also,
how lucky do you feel?
Yeah, and also, I think they're going to go out of their way to give him a carry if they get close to the end zone. Problem is they may not get close to the end zone with the way that this offense is tracking at the moment. But look, I would just write off Nick Chubb at your own peril because he dealt with the same injury in college and he came back.
I'll never write off Nick Chubb ever again.
Yes. Yeah. It's a phenomenal story, and it's the only good story about the Browns.
Yeah, potential comeback player of the year, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't that be great if Browns won it 2 years in a row?
Well, this time it actually would be great, Matthew. I just think with this award...
Do you have any shares of Nick Chubb comeback player of the year?
Do have a little Nick Chubb.
Okay.
I think the thing with this award, and beyond just because I want my own bet to win, there should be greater.
I have a little Nick Chubb.
I was just going to say, hey, do me a favor, producer Steven, if you can. Just do me a favor. Just mark the time card. Mark the time code right there. I would like that clip as a gift.
yes.
Just Jay saying, I have a little Nick Chubb.
That's
all I want. I want just that one
if he
clip.
wins the award.
I just want, yes. I want it to be known that Jay has a little Nick Chubb.
I
I just
do.
want everyone in America to know that.
Yeah. Well, if he
I
starts
just think
getting
that's
20
important
carries
to know.
again, I'll have
It's
a big
it's
Nick Chubb.
self-admitted. It's self-admitted. And by the way, we're a no judgment table.
Yeah,
The
that's
fact
fine.
that you have a little Nick Chubb is great.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
why we have the desk mostly in front of us.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to get bigger the more that he runs into the end zone,
That's
Matthew.
fine.
Yes.
That's fine.
The share of the
yes.
profit will go
You're
up.
right.
Yeah.
Your bet's a grower, not a shower. I get it. Of
Exactly
course.
right. Yeah, I'm just worried about the size of it as Deshaun Watson continues to manage the offense. Look, with comeback player of the year,
Yeah.
and this is just my own personal view, whatever, it doesn't inform betting on it or not, there should be more emphasis placed on the adversity overcome. Like, is Kirk Cousins really going to win comeback player of the year over Nick Chubb or J.K. Dobbins? Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. He was always going to come back. He's a statue in the pocket. Nick Chubb's leg snapped in half for the second time, and now he is playing the most arduous, difficult physical position in American sports. J.K. Dobbins, his career seemed done.
But this has burned
DeMar
you. This
Hamlin
exact
was-
thing has burned you before. That's the problem.
I mean, you understand that DeMar Hamlin was literally dead. I'm pretty sure DeMar Hamlin had actually been declared dead and then came back to life.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he
saying
played.
this isn't informing my decisions to bet or bet
Okay.
not on people. I'm just saying that in terms of what people should do, there should be more weight. Nick Chubb's comeback story is just better than Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. I'm
agree.
sorry. So is J.K. Dobbins. They should be the two
Brian
favorites.
Robinson was shot 5 different times and played football 6 weeks later.
Ricky Pearsall is a better comeback
Thank you.
player of the year candidate than
agree.
Kirk Cousins. And
I
Aaron
agree.
Rodgers.
If Ricky Pearsall steps on the field this year
He's gonna.
and catches
Soon.
a pass, right?
Soon.
And he's practicing.
He's ready to roll.
He's not allowed to win because he's a rookie, but
I
they're
know,
the same
and
thing
that's
with
what that
like
was
Chubb
the issue
and-
with the
You're
that was the
applying
issue with
logic
Brian
to an award
Robinson
without logic.
But
Saying.
it's
voters, if you're watching, just focus on the actual comeback as opposed. Kirk Cousins won the NFC South while being a statue at 10-7. Great comeback story. How about Nick Chubb coming back from? No one thought he was going to play again after that injury happened. Everyone saw that. Everyone saw his leg snap in half
We're not even
for the
halfway through the
second
season.
time. It's the second time it's happened to the same leg. If he comes back, if he's back to being himself, he should win the award. I'm sorry,
I
he
agree,
just should.
especially in that offense.
the most obvious win ever
me
was
very
when
upset.
Alex Smith came back from his gruesome leg injury to win that as well. Anyway, we're currently all in a group text about our fantasy basketball league. We're going to be doing a fantasy basketball league of assholes, and I just want to say it right now here because everyone's listening that Jay's little Nick Chubb. That's what I'm calling for my team name. Everyone else, hands off, because that's my team name. Yeah,
And
Jay's
with
little
that,
Nick Chubb. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.